Goodbye, YouTube. So apparently there was like a thunderstorm or hurricane or tornado or something that passed through my state, and it knocked out my power for like 6 hours. When I came home, the power was back on, but my internet wasn't working. So right now it's 1 a.m. I'm not sleepy, don't want to watch TV, and my internet's not working. So yeah, I decided to why not narrate a battle at 1 a.m. in the morning, because what else do I have to do besides sleep like a normal person? Anyways, this was a really fun battle that I had against JohnOrigins. He does upload narrated Wi-Fi battles, so you guys should definitely go check him out. Now, I am using a pretty fun team that are based around Offensive Tangela and Rapidash, two Pokemon I've really been wanting to use recently. Looking at threats on John's side of the field, Braviary and Haunter are really the two main things I'm going to have to watch out for, because nothing on my team appreciates a Scarfed or Banded Brave Bird. Then Haunter, if it's sub-disabled, could be a giant nuisance. So I really have to watch out for those, but I knew my best lead going into this battle more than likely would be my Primeape, just because I am Scarfed and I am faster than his entire team. As he ends up leading off with his own Braviary, I'm just going to stay in, go straight for the Ice Punch. I really don't care if he decides to go for the Brave Bird and take me out. I just want to be able to get off as much damage on that Braviary as possible. And the reason I didn't go for close combat was on the off chance that he wanted to bring in his Haunter, so I could hit that as well. But he actually brings in the Stunfisk, and that Ice Punch actually does a really good amount of damage. So expecting him just to get up his Stealth Rocks, I'm going to bring in my Golurk. Above that, he did paralyze me, so either way he gets up his rocks, and if I bring in my Golurk, it's more it's better for me. Sorry, I couldn't think of the word, but it's better for me because I'm going to be able to get up my own rocks as he makes a good play. Knowing I with an Earthquake, he's going to be able to go for the Toxic. And this turn, expecting him to bring in the Braviary, thinking I would go for the Shadow Punch, I'm actually going to go for the Drain Punch, but he brings in the Haunter. So I don't know if he predicted me to do that or he just thought I would go for an Earthquake. Either way, it works out for him, but I know I should be able to live a Shadow Ball even if he is Life Orbed, and in return knock him out with the Shadow Punch. So I'm going to go for that as he makes a good play by bringing in the Braviary, knowing that I can live a hit and knowing I would go for the Shadow Punch. So I'm expecting him to just go for the Brave Bird, which I know I can take, and in return get off a huge amount of damage with the Drain Punch. So I'm going to go for that as he actually ends up going for the U-turn. Thankfully, he doesn't U-turn now into the Haunter, and I'm going to be able to get off a decent bit of damage on the Stunfisk. Unfortunately, the Toxic damage is really starting to wear down my Golurk, and I know I will have use for Golurk later on in the battle, so I'm just going to switch directly into my Tangela, because I can take a Discharge, Scald, and Earth Power because I do resist all of those, which are normally the common moves that Stunfisk tend to carry. But it turns out that he is actually a Resto Chesto Stunfisk, which I did not see coming, because for some reason I wasn't paying attention to the fact that he was not getting leftovers. So yeah, that was a bit dumb of me on my part, but either way, Stunfisk outside of Toxic cannot do anything to my Tangela, and a modest stab super effective Giga Drain will be doing a really good amount of damage to that Stunfisk. And he knows this, so he's going to make a good play, or the safe play actually, by bringing in the Lickilicky, which Lickilicky never carry Toxic, so I honestly have nothing to worry about from this thing. And I'm going to be able to go for the knockoff, knocking off Lickilicky's leftovers, making it a bit easier for me to deal with. As he goes for the Wish, I'm just going to get a free switch into my own Lickilicky as he goes for the Body Slam. He does get the Paralysis, which really doesn't matter just because my plan right now is to go for the Heal Bell. And as long as he doesn't bring in the Ludicolo or Braviary, hoping for me to get paralyzed, then I shouldn't be too worried about it. And he actually is going to bring in the Stunfisk because obviously he doesn't want his Braviary or Ludicolo to get paralyzed, and this allows me to freely go for the Heal Bell, getting rid of the paralysis on my Primeape and Lickilicky, and most importantly the Toxic on my Golurk. So I'm just going to switch out directly into my Garbodor, knowing that he more than likely would want to go for the Toxic just to be able to wear down my Lickilicky, especially because I did get rid of the Paralysis. And he does go for the Toxic, and even if he wants to stay in and go for the Earth Power, I know my Garbodor will be able to take one. So I'm going to take this opportunity to go for a Layer Toxic Spike as he makes a good play by bringing in the Ludicolo, knowing I wouldn't go straight for the Gunk Shot because Ground does resist Poison, so that would have been a dumb play for me to do if I did Gunk Shot the Stunfisk. And I know, well, I knew, well, I wouldn't say I knew, but I was pretty positive I would be able to live a Hydro Pump. Unfortunately, he misses. Now, we did run a calc after the battle, and even though he is modest max special attack with Life Orb, I still would have lived with around 30 to 20% HP, so the miss doesn't matter because I still would have knocked him out, although it does matter in the sense that my Garbodor is at still full HP and can take a Brave Bird from the Braviary. But in the end, I don't really think it was entirely game changing, so yeah, But he's going to bring the Mighty Anna. I'm just going to make the safe switch into my Tangela. I take a Crunch and Fire Fang. As I go for the Hidden Power Ice, I just barely miss out on the KO on the Mighty Anna, and I don't want to lose my Tangela because I know I might need it for later on in this battle, as I'm just going to make the safe switch back out into my Garbodor because it's the best thing on my team that I want to take a Crunch. As he gets the defense drop, it turns out that after the defense drop, his Braviary, being Jolly Scarf, is actually going to be able to take out my Garbodor, so I guess that kind of makes up for the miss with Ludicolo, except not really, because now I get off a good amount of damage from the recoil and the aftermath, although again, I doubt the Hydro Pump miss was honestly game changing. I don't know, you can be the judges of that. As I bring in my Scarfape, I'm going to go for the U-turn, except not really, because for some reason I never check my Primapes and they're always banded when I think they're Scarfed. Luckily though, it's a double down, but that Haunter has just become a big nuisance, so I'm going to bring in my Rapidash because it's the only thing on my team that can outspeed his Haunter. As he does bring it in, I'm going to be able to thankfully knock it out with the Flare Blitz. I guess he didn't want to switch in the Stunfisk or Lickilicky, and with Haunter gone at this point, my Golurk can deal with his Stunfisk and his Lickilicky. So I'm just going to stay in, try to get off as much damage as I can with the Flare Blitz, and after stab, Flare Blitz is actually stronger than a super effective Drill Run, which is why I didn't go for that, as he gets the static again, and I get paralyzed anytime I make physical contact with the Stunfisk, so I should really stop physically attacking Stunfisks. I don't know what I'm trying to say. But he takes me out with the Discharge, and I can get this free switch into my Golurk, easily knock out the Stunfisk, and Lickilicky, more than likely just having Body Slam as its only offensive move, cannot do anything to my Golurk, and I can knock it out with Drain Punch or Earthquake or whatever. And he knows this, so he's just going to end up running, and that's going to be the victory in my favor. So yeah, in the end, it was actually a really fun battle. Definitely hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to some more content. Make sure to go check out my opponent, JohnOrigins. His channel link is down in the description. So with that, I am out of here. Later, everybody.